Patrick Cuellar. All right, today is plea deadline day.
So I feel like you probably remember the procedural history of this case. He now has entered into a plea on a federal charge. He will be sentenced to a term of imprisonment on June 8th. The state intends to dismiss this case. We've kind of just been waiting for this moment. So what I'm asking for is the court to set it on the 9th of June. He will, and the state will be dismissing, is my understanding.
All right, Norma, if you recall this for June 9th. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Once he signs the reset form, he's excused. All right, Christopher Gonzalez. All right, so in this case, where are we on discovery?
I believe I have discovery, Judge. I admittedly haven't fine-toothed that issue yet. Where we kind of are conferring wise is he has 2 misdemeanor charges that have yet to be filed. My understanding is they're requesting that one of the cases get filed, which will allow for a disposition of all cases. In other words, we're going to try to work something out over there in exchange for this case being TIC or dismissed.
All right, and when is that going to be done?
That's for me that they had something over brush by, but for this, if you talk to myself, I don't hold up this way, I've got a file. And
Y'all want to recall it in 3 weeks?
I'm okay with that.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 3-week reset for disposition. All right, we'll be back on April 2nd.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alfred Andrade. Hi, come forward. Hi. All right, counsel, where are we on discovery?
We have everything, Judge. They've made me an offer. Both of us need to do a little bit more investigation. We're gonna get all this.
Okay. All right, is 30 days enough time?
It is.
All right, Norma, I need a plea deadline date, 30 days.
April 13th.
April 13th. That's fine. All right, once you sign the reset form, you excuse. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're excused.
You're there.
All right, thank you. You too.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, page 1 at the bottom, Jasmine Brisenia.
Jasmine Virginia. So today is plea deadline date?
I am asking for additional time
Okay.
for that. The main reason is he has an unindicted felony that is being handled by family violence that 1, she has a different lawyer on, and 2, I'm still awaiting some discovery on, and also for them to kind of formulate whether that case is going to be factored into the negotiation. It may not come to life.
Mhm.
And so I think the state are still kind of waiting to see if and it will affect plea negotiations. So I'm not in a position right now where I can properly advise her because I just don't have all the information or the discovery on that unindicted case that will impact her plea decision. So
All right, who's the attorney on the unindicted case?
it would be one of the family violence. I was chatting with Ms. Jones.
No, I mean the
I'm sorry.
defense attorney.
Oh, it's Alfonso Cabañas, who I have been in contact with. He represents her on that. I don't have any discovery on it. And I told them to get me some, and then I told them to talk so I can get a bona fide global offer.
Just 1 second.
Sure.
And then make Toshi second chair on the family violence case. All right,
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. I've done your court date.
oh, and Deputy Laura, I don't know if Alfonso wants to talk to her or not. He said he's on his way up. Can y'all hold her? Bryce Rule?
He's not out there, Judge.
Okay.
He's not here at
I
all.
checked with pretrial services yesterday and they had not heard from him either, so.
Okay, let me call this case.
Right, Bentley.
Well,
Thank you. All right, the court is calling 2026 CR 0002008 State versus Bryce Rule. Can I have parties announced for the record?
State.
Eddie Garcia from Mr. Williams.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 9:46 a.m. The defendant did not answer docket. Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement?
Yes, Your Honor, I did. He is not out there.
Defense, any contact?
None whatsoever, Your Honor.
State?
We'd be requesting a bond forfeiture and issuance with that warrant.
All right, the court will issue a judge's warrant, remand your client without bond. Thank you. Logan McBride.
It was the third. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. How's it going?
Good, good. I apologize for not having a tie properly this morning.
Oh, hey, it happens. All right. So, why are you all here? Because I showed that a plea deadline date is scheduled for March 16th.
That's what
Yeah, I
we're here
don't know why
today.
this is on the docket. All right.
So we can come back on the 16th,
Yes.
or
Mm.
we're not going to take the plea bargain.
Oh, okay. Then how long do y'all expect this jury trial to last?
Discharge and closed.
All right. Norma, I need a jury trial date, 4 days.
Judge, we'll give you a couple of days back.
All right, thank you. So you say May 19th?
Yes.
All right, your jury trial date will be May 19th. Once you sign the reset form, you are excused. And I received the acknowledgement of discovery.
We've done that before.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes. All right, Ruth Lopez,
Morning, Judge.
good morning.
I was just recently appointed to this case. I was assigned to her misdemeanor, but it seems like the felony attorney bowed out in some way. So I was just hoping to get a quick reset for me to take a look at the case a little more in depth before.
All right, and it's because the system appointed an attorney who was not on the will.
Oh, okay.
So that's why. All right. You all will need to confer off docket. Norma, set this for a plea deadline date in 30 days.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
April 1st.
All right, April 13th.
April 13th.
Nigel Turner. So where are we on discovery?
At this point, we are missing a phone extraction. I have just now requested that from the detective, and we do need to be about it on our the ones have presented us. The state would respectfully request 6 days just to get the phone extraction and get it over to defense.
I don't know. You know what I don't understand? I don't understand why people indict cases and they don't have phone extractions. They don't have medical, they don't have records. I just wonder about that. When I was in the DA's office and I had to do my own intake, no case was indicted until I had all the discovery. All right, Norma, 45 days for discovery. Mhm.
Judge, there also may be some DNA evidence they need to obtain as well, just so the court's aware of that. But we can work on that in the 45 days too.
And it was indicted for. Okay.
I'm sure they have the DNA, Judge. I just don't have it through the discovery, which now the system's changed as well, but they're Axion, but.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you. Ricardo Adames.
Morning, Judge.
Morning. All right, the court is calling 2026 CR 000313 State versus Ricardo Adames. Can I have parties announced?
Andrew Priest for the defense.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:15 a.m. The defendant did not answer docket. Deputy, did you make an announcement?
Yes, Your Honor, I did. He is not out there.
Defense, have you had any contact?
I have not, Judge.
All right, state.
We'd be requesting a bond forfeiture.
All right, the court will issue a judge's warrant, remand your client without bond.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes. Mark Guerrero. All right, so what happened with the referral?
I'm not sure, Judge. We did the referral here in court, but
It seems like maybe they got a new case manager and something slipped through the cracks.
Okay.
I did ask my client if he received any calls or maybe if he missed one that he didn't call back. He said he wasn't aware of anyone trying to reach out to him. So we're gonna maybe do a new referral now, make sure it gets to
Yes.
the new case manager and
Okay.
go from there.
All right. Just have a seat. Give me a moment. I'm going to see if I can contact the mental health court if you have no objections to see where he is in the system and if perhaps they can expedite it because he was already referred.
Yeah, that would be great for us, Judge. Thank
All
you very
right,
much.
so just give me a moment.
Okay, may I go check in with another court or is this gonna be like a 5-minute kind of thing?
I don't know. You can go
Okay,
check
I'll go
in with
check in
another
and I'll
court
be
because I
back.
don't know how long it's going to be.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, David Gonzalez. All right, so court starts at 9. You need to make sure you're on time. You understand? All right, so where are we on discovery?
We have all items, Judge, except potential surveillance footage of the vehicle taking. I emailed the detective, so thank you. So to see if that exists.
All right, and were you able to tender an offer?
Not yet. There are also 2 unattached cases with a different attorney, so I'm still going through that to give a verbal, hopefully in the next.
All right, Norma, for those other cases, can you make sure that that other attorney is here as well on this date? So if you'll set the PF cases on this same date, how much time are you all requesting?
2 weeks is fine.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 2-week reset.
March 26th.
All right, we'll be back on March 26th and the PF cases will be set at the same time. So that attorney will be here as well. Make sure you're here at 9. All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. You're welcome.
Good morning, Judge. May I approach?
Yes.
I have Daryl Fauntleroy on your docket this morning. He is he's deaf, Judge. He communicates via ASL. There have been attempts by me to try and get an interpreter. I've actually never been able to speak with him. It's a recent arrest and an appointment for us. So speaking to the coordinator, and they can get an interpreter here next week.
Okay.
Because it's like more unique. It's not Spanish, right? So they
See,
have to.
this makes me remember my friend Deborah Parker. She was an interpreter.
Okay, for ASL.
Mhm.
Is she available, Judge?
No, she passed.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Judge. I didn't-
yeah. All righty. So we will recall this. Norma, let's recall it in 3 weeks. Can you let him know? Just so we'll make sure that we actually have an interpreter.
Okay. And what I'll also do, Judge, is I was talking with the MAC and they can set me up where I can get somebody on Zoom, which is not ideal, but I think it's,
Okay, so here's my question. You're telling me at the jail, they don't have where they can communicate by phone?
So apparently they do, because he's been calling our office that way.
Okay,
What he's requested, at least my understanding, is he wants somebody in person, what I understand.
yes.
But I guess the limited resources we have, like the MAC is telling me that what they can do is Zoom, and then otherwise it'd be here in court in
Sure, they
person.
have a professor at UTSA or some school here that, teaches sign language.
Right.
Norbert, so are we sure we will have someone?
Yes, I can contact anybody.
All right, so let's recall it in 3 weeks.
April 2nd.
All right, we'll be back.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. I have a response for you, counsel. All right, so they're willing to screen him as soon as Monday.
Okay.
So, Norma,
Yes, ma'am.
I need to send another referral to mental health court.
Okay.
And just a moment. All right, court is calling 2026 CR 001908 State versus Salvador Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced?
Ray Lopez for the defense.
And are you Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Gonzalez, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? Mr. Gonzalez, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? You're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Yes. You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? You need to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Gonzalez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
If you're not a U.S. citizen, by entering this plea, you will be deported, denied naturalization, and re-entry. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 38 days in the Bexar County Jail on a 1244. There's an $800 fine and no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense?
It is, Your Honor.
State? Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? By signing that you're waiving your right to appeal, the only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence?
Proceed after states exhibit 1 and alter.
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, I did.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We would just ask the court to follow the plea bargain agreement.
Right. Who is Miss Dennis to you? Dennis.
Ms. Dennis. Person who's in the car, something.
In the phone?
Yeah.
Not at all. Okay. All right, this court is going to do. The court will find you guilty, sentence you to 38 days in the Bexar County in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. Give you credit for any time served. There is an $800 fine. Time and money will run concurrent, and there's to be no contact with Dorothy Dennis. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because it's plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right, we can go off the record. You're going to have to start making better choices. If you have a drug issue, there are plenty of places that can help you when you're released from the Bexar County Jail. If you can't find a place, come back here and I'll help you. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Eddie Dacey. Hello.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Okay. So what is happening with this case?
We're still awaiting discovery. I'll let the state, we're still awaiting discovery on the PF case.
Okay.
It would have been probably best if they'd indicted everything together.
Mhm.
But since they didn't, we have one case that's indicted and the unindicted case, but a lot of the discovery that is still missing is body worn cameras, ballistics, some of those things.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 45-day reset. Is that good?
Yes, that's fine.
You sure?
No, let me double check. Yes, that day's fine.
All right, thank you. Mr. Dacey, I like your shirt. All right.
She likes your shirt.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, it looks great. All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. All right, thank you.
Ready, we're gonna get your autograph. Get your autograph.